Hey guys, welcome back to today's video, and I know it's been a while that I've recorded a video because I've just been really busy. So in today's video, we're actually, by the way, thank you guys a lot for 89 subscribers as of time from recording. Come on, together, we can get 100. Let's get 100. That would be very nice if we could get 100. So this video was suggested to me by President Greenwater, who will raise my taxes. I'm joking. By President Greenwater, yes. He is one of our earliest subscribers. You can do that, by the way. You can tell me I want this video. I'll probably do it quite soon. His video idea was delayed because I was, again, really busy. But now it's here. So his idea was, what if Theodore Roosevelt won in this election? So I'm assuming he meant it would just go like a little something like this. Actually, no. Better. Well, no, of course it won't go like that. But basically, he somehow wins. I couldn't see how that would happen due to vote splitting, but he somehow does. And now we are going to see what happens in the 1916 election because the incumbent is suddenly Theodore Roosevelt. So let's see. Presidential county. I'm going to go to, so it's 1912 election. We need to go to 1916. So we're here in 1916, and due to the war in Europe, Theodore Roosevelt would have most likely declared war. He most likely would have sent U.S. troops. He would most likely be the Republican nominee despite having made the Progressive Party. And Theodore Roosevelt would have probably been faced up against Woodrow Wilson again, but this time Theodore Roosevelt would have won quite well, actually. He pretty much would have, it would be actually a really good victory for him. This would probably be the final electoral map. Well, not the final. This would still go like that, that. This would most likely be the final electoral map. Theodore Roosevelt and Woodrow Wilson. Theodore Roosevelt re-elected due to the war in Europe, and the war is going well. So now we go all the way, not here, map. So then we go away from 1916 and we go to 1920. So 1920. We are in 1920 right now, and Warren G. Harding has returned to normalcy. Will probably still appeal to a lot of voters. This would probably still be the election. So there you have it. I wouldn't put any changes, but the war would go on longer, so Harding would do better. He'd probably enough to win Kentucky. So then another Warren Harding elected president. The Ohio gang scandals still happen. And Calvin Coolidge, I'd say in this alternate reality, Calvin Coolidge would feel an urge to run for another term. Because, Robert La Follette wouldn't have run, and Wisconsin would have went to Calvin Coolidge. So Calvin Coolidge would have ran for second term instead of Herbert C. Hoover. So that has some very big effects. In fact, some of the biggest effects there is. Let's go to 1928. We had Herbert Hoover facing off against Alfred Smith. I could instead see Calvin Coolidge. Again, he's running for re-election. The Great Depression never happens. So this whole wave of liberals never, ever even happens. Most likely, he would absolutely destroy him in a way that has never been done before. Now this is where it can get complicated, because if the Great Depression never really happened, then in 1932, the Democratic nominee and the Republican nominee are much more obvious. Like, as you can see, it was a very obvious election. So I'm gonna go look at the 1932 Wikipedia page, and we can look there together. Here. So let's look at the primary. They had Al Smith. I don't think FDR would have run this election. I think Al Smith would be the Democratic nominee. Al Smith. And the Republican nominee, let's look here. It was Hoover and Curtis. Herbert Hoover. Then we have John Blaine. It was President Herbert Hoover, so we'd actually have to go back one when Herbert Hoover first runs, so to see real people. We could see Charles Curtis. We're gonna go with Charles Curtis for this. Charles Curtis versus Al Smith. Al Smith, I think, would have won, but not like this. Not like this. Definitely not like this. Not like this at all. Not like this. It would actually be really close in some states. Smith would win Kentucky. He'd probably carry Illinois, Michigan, barely losing New York. He'd also probably carry Utah and Nevada. Maybe even by the way, I'm not that good at knowing old politics, so please correct me if I'm saying some not smart stuff right now. So Al Smith's elected president, and he will run for re-election. So we go to 1936. He has ran for re-election, and Alf Landon will... Oh, wait, I didn't even show you guys the map. I didn't even show you guys that map. I'm so sorry. Basically, Al Smith won, barely. Hope you guys don't mind that. Al Smith here is running for re-election. Alf Landon could pretty much be, he could pretty much still be the nominee. Or we could have a Herbert Hoover running again. So we're going to go with a Herbert Hoover running again. Actually, no, I don't think so. We're going to go with Alf Landon. Alf Landon would, again, it wouldn't be this big of a landslide for him. Alf Landon would actually barely lose, I'd say. Like, very bare. Even carrying California, carrying Tennessee, he'd carry all of the Rust Belt. Even New York. Actually, no, not New York, because it's his home state. So this would be the final electoral map. Alf Landon barely losing. So here we are in 1936. We're going to have to head to 1940. Al Smith is retiring. He is retiring. FDR will now run for president. FDR is finally here. You all better be happy. Alf Landon will not run this time. It will not be Wendell L. Willkie. It will most likely be Robert Taft. Robert Taft will be the nominee. And his famous name will certainly help him get a few votes. FDR. Even though FDR was a strong candidate, wasn't just by... But again, he is not that strong yet because, he hasn't been president yet, but his name will certainly help him. When Wisconsin, Michigan, he'd destroy Robert Taft. There's no discussion about that. So it would be this most likely. So then we go on from 1940 to 1944, where FDR is running for re-election. And FDR would most likely run for a third term, but not a fourth term, either way. So that's interesting if you wanted to know what I'm going to do. Thomas Dewey would most likely be the nominee. Dewey would probably take Michigan, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, California. Oh, not Nevada. This would be the map. So then we move on. So as you can see, not landslide victories, which FDR is used to. In this alternate reality, he gets a comfortable 2 terms, but definitely not enough. So FDR is now running in 1948, and the nominee is Thomas Dewey again. FDR. And yes, these Strom Thurmonds, these Dixie Democrats, with more civil rights legislation on the plate, I'd say Georgia. I could also see Arkansas going to Thurmond. In this reality, I'd say FDR carries the state of New York again, like it's his home state. He would most likely carry Michigan. He would do pretty well this election. So now that FDR has served his 2 terms, we now go to 1952. Wait, sorry, 3 terms, not. So then World War II still happens, pretty much in the same order, same thing. Dwight Eisenhower is still a war hero in 1952. So he'd most likely destroy Adlai Stevenson. And then the same thing in 1956, because it's a rematch. The same thing would happen. Sorry, I mean Wait, hold up, I'm confused. No, this is the 1956 election. This is the 1956 election. So that means this is him destroying. In 1960, the same thing. He destroys Adlai Stevenson. Now we go to 1964, where the famous John F. Kennedy, senator from Massachusetts, faces off against Eisenhower's VP, which is Richard M. Nixon. JFK versus Richard Nixon. Richard Nixon would most likely end up winning the election. He'd carry these states, these important key states, and that's how he'd win. This would be the final electoral map. Then we go into 1968, where Nixon again faces off against Bush. No, not Bush. What the heck? Bush. Where did I get Bush from? JFK is not assassinated. He would most likely go against JFK again. He was pressured by his grandfather into politics. His grandfather does not stop pressuring him. That's just not how it works. He'd carry Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. Richard Nixon, meanwhile, would carry these. We could see JFK unseating the incumbent president. I could see that with the bare victory in these states. Most likely, however, Nixon would win re-election. So now we know it is 1968. Nixon has served 2 terms, and JFK's VP, LBJ, will most likely run for president. LBJ will be going against the Republican candidates of the Republican candidates of Nelson Rockefeller. Nelson Rockefeller. LBJ will most likely will stop Wallace from running. LBJ would absolutely destroy it in the South. He would do great in the South. However, Nelson Rockefeller would carry his home state of New York, handing him the presidency, which is 298. So, as you can see, this is a much more Republican-dominated time. Now we're in 1972. Nelson Rockefeller just was elected president, and we're going to have Nelson Rockefeller versus RFK. Rockefeller, actually no, I think Ted Kennedy? Which one is it? Let me see. Which one is it? Kennedy or... Is it... I'm not sure if it's... I think it might be... I think it would be... Yeah, I definitely think it would be. I have no idea who it would be. But let me think. I think it's RFK. Not sure though. Correct. Oh, I made him the Republican. No, Rockefeller is the Republican. George McGovern never comes to power. RFK would not get destroyed like this. It would most likely be a much closer election. More like this. The South stays blue. But in the end, these states stay just staying with him. So he barely loses there. Rockefeller wins re-election in 1972. RFK, I don't know if he would be assassinated or not. That's something I can't determine because that's the magic of history. So then RFK or Ted Kennedy, whichever, no, it's Ted Kennedy, right? Yeah, it's Ted Kennedy. Kennedy comes around. Carter's outside appeal thing does not work. He never rises in politics. Ford, meanwhile, would most likely not be the nominee. Instead, the Republicans would nominate Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan. Yes, Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan would do pretty well against Ted Kennedy. He'd carry New York, handing him the presidency. There he would have he would be a very popular president. As we all know, Reagan always is a popular president. Like, really? Mondale does not become the presumptive Democratic nominee, and nor is Jimmy Carter the Democratic nominee. So who is the Democratic nominee? Answer me. Who is the Democratic nominee? And that's what we're going to have to find out. And here I will determine the Democratic nominee to be Ted Kennedy. Ha! Ted Kennedy. Yes, him again. Reagan would absolutely destroy Ted Kennedy. This would most likely stay the map, except it would most likely not be the map. The Democrats would start losing in the South. He only carried Georgia because of home states. He would do well in New England, most likely carrying these states except for Maine and Vermont. 455. Then we have 1984. Okay, let's see this. We had Ronald Reagan versus Walter Mondale. By the way, the amendment limiting people from probably would come around this time, so Reagan would not become... Reagan has ran for re-election. He'd probably pass it on to his to his vice president, Mr. Bush, and Walter Mondale would most likely not be the ticket. I could see I could see maybe I'm thinking, should I put I would like I'm thinking. I'm not sure who I could put as the Democratic nominee. We'll put him as Al Gore, because why not? No, just kidding. We can keep him Walter Mondale. Bush would most likely destroy him. This is highly accurate, just it's not as accurate. In West Virginia, he'd probably take that state. That's pretty much it. So we go in 1984 to 1988. Bush is now running for re-election. This economic recession never happens. Bush is going against who? Michael Dukakis. We could... Wait, no. No, this is Bush's second term. He's been re-elected. So we go to 1992. But no. We go to 1998. But Bush has already been re-elected. This will probably go to Bill Clinton, the Arkansas player. And I'd say the Republican nominee would be Bob Dole. Senator Dole, Bob Dole. Bill Clinton would win. He'd most likely carry these states. He would do pretty well in the South, even carrying Texas. Actually, no, not Texas. He would, however, carry Florida. He would carry Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, all these good states. He'd also carry California. It would be a pretty easy victory for him. Bob Dole was not exactly the hardest candidate. In 1992, Bill Clinton runs for re-election, and the Republican nominee is Senator Dole again. Just ignore this. I'm going to go with Dole. I'm too lazy to fix that now. Bill Clinton destroys Dole again. Most likely this a little less, maybe like that. Maybe like this. So then again, we're going to have to go up. We go to 1996. This must seem really... 1996, we know that Bill Clinton won't run for another term. Well, because he can't, because of the amendment. Why is it Robert Dole? But whatever. I thought it's Bob Dole. Not Robert. What the heck? The Democratic nominee, he'd pass it on to his good old friend Al Gore. Al Gore is the nominee versus the Republican. Most likely, it is not. I don't actually know who it could be. I'm going to go with Bob Dole again. Senator Dole, here we are. Bob Dole would probably do much better against this weaker candidate. But it's still not enough to win. He'd lose this election quite handily. So we're in 1996. In 2000, Al Gore faces off against George W. Bush. Yes, still there. But Al Gore, I'd say, would definitely win re-election. Al Gore would do pretty well. He would do well in Florida. He'd carry Ohio, New Hampshire. He'd lose New Hampshire. He'd also probably lose New Mexico in a very close election, but not as close. So no stress. We go to 2004. Al Gore cannot run for a second term. It's mainly going to be John Kerry again still versus not George W. Bush, but Jeb Bush. Yeah, you heard me. The Jeb man is coming. And yes, he would probably win with the same map. Except he'd win Kerry, New Hampshire. He'd win New Hampshire. So 290. And now Jeb is our president. Who could think of a better reality than the Please Clap party? Please clap. I want to hear all your claps. Then we have Jeb versus Barack Obama. He still runs in the end, and Barack Obama defeats him. He does not lose Indiana, however. He probably will carry, however. He will take Florida. He will take New Hampshire. He will take Colorado, New Mexico. He will take Virginia and North Carolina. 9/11 still happens. All us going in Iraq, that all still happens, okay? So this would be most likely the end result. Barack Obama barely defeating Jeb, denying him a second term. No, I'm joking. Barack Obama doesn't run if this happens. Hillary Clinton is the nominee. There's no need for hope and change. Nothing is screwed up. Everything is fine. Which puts Jeb with Ohio and Iowa. Which makes him re-elected. We have to head to 2012 for new nominees. And now, Barack Obama comes. You heard me? Barack Obama now. You heard me? Barack Obama now. And then we have Senator John McCain. No, just kidding. He wouldn't run this time. He's way too old at this point. Mitt Romney would most likely be the nominee. Mitt Romney would take New Hampshire, Colorado, New Mexico, Nevada, and Virginia. Virginia never becomes a swing state. So then I'm going to have to go to, oh wait, no, we can just use this map for the rest because it's that time now. Romney loses this election. Then Barack Obama comes off as going against Donald Trump, not Donald Trump bot. Why is it telling me that? Against Donald Trump. Trump wins Ohio, he wins Iowa, he probably would carry Wisconsin and Pennsylvania and carry Florida. He would lose Nevada, New Hampshire, Virginia, however. No, it's at this point Virginia's red. Donald Trump is elected president in 2016, as expected. And in 2020, Donald Trump is re-elected against Joe Biden with Michigan, Minnesota, Nevada, New Hampshire. It would be a landslide. Okay, not a landslide. Okay, thanks for watching this really long video. Hope you enjoyed this alternate history. This isn't my main base of the channel, so if you just subscribe. I have other stuff coming out ready. I'm working on so many things right now. Subscribe, like, bye.